There's a lot of new faces. My name is Yehudit Tamayev. I'm a licensed social worker and a public speaker. I also event organizer. You can reach out to me through my email or through Doris, who sponsored this evening, for the refuah shlema of Binyamin Netanel ben Bracha Tova, Nina Nekadam bat Miriam, and Ilan ben Sofa. השם שתצא להם רפואה שלמה, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, בקרוב ממש. The Gemara in Masechet Ta'anit says, I'm going to read it. You know, many of you don't know Hebrew, but those who don't, no worries, I will translate, okay? אמרו, כשחרב בית ראשון, אותו יום תשעה באב היה. מוצאי שבת היה. מוצאי שנת שמיטה היה. ומשמעתו של יהוריב הייתה. והיו הכהנים ולוויים עומדים על דוכנם ואומרים, שירה. מה שירה? מה שירה אמרו? ובראותם יצמיתם, it says in תהילים, באו אויבים וכבשום, ובית מקדש שני היה בתשעה באב, במוצאי שבת, מוצאי שנת שמיטה. The Gemara is saying that the Bet HaMikdash, the first Bet HaMikdash, was destroyed on Motzei Shabbat. It also happens to be that it was Tisha B'Av, it was Motzei Shabbat, and it was Shnat Shemitah, which was the 7th year that we count for Shemitah. And then it keeps on saying that in Tehillim, that the Beit Mikdash Sheni, the second Beit Mikdash, happens to be that was also destroyed on Tisha B'Av on Motzei Shabbat in Shnat Shemitah. What day is Tisha B'Av falls on this year?
Sunday?
Motzei Shabbat. What year are we in?
Shemitah.
Shnat Shemitah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
This is going to be powerful. What are we crying on? Why are we crying for the destruction of Beit HaMikdash? Correct. But we have to go psychologically deeper than Sinat Chinam. Where does it even come from? What is happening? We're crying. We're crying like the Ner Havdalah is crying. The Ner Havdalah, right? It keeps on, like always when we turn on the candle of Havdalah, it always has this, it melts because it's crying. So we're crying. What are we crying for? We're crying for the fact that this Motzei Shabbat, just like the Motzei Shabbat of the both destructions of both Beit Mikdash, we did not have Havdalah. This Motzei Shabbat, we are not going to do Havdalah. And that's why we're crying. What? That's why we're crying? What are we crying on? What? No Havdalah. What does that mean? We are not going to be Mavdil. We're not going to have a separation between the 6 days of the week to the holy day of Shabbat. We are not going to have a separation between dark and light, good and bad, unknown and clarity, purity and impurity. We don't have a separation. There is no Havdalah. Maaseh beTitus. Titus was the general of the Roman emperor at the time of destruction of the Bet HaMikdash. How, physically, how did he burn the Beit HaMikdash? So we know. On Yud Ben Tammuz, they broke the walls, they came in, they killed, they slaughtered a lot of people. On Tisha B'Av, Titus enters the Beit HaMikdash. And where does he go first? Out of all places, inside the Beit HaMikdash, to the one room that only the Kohen Gadol, not every Kohen, the Kohen Gadol would go, and even him will only enter only on one day of Yom Kippur, called the Kodesh HaKodashim. He goes there to Kodesh HaKodashim, opens the room with an unmodest woman to be modest. He does what he does with her in front of everybody in the Kodesh of Kodashim. And then he starts laughing. He takes his sword, takes it out. He puts it on the parochet. Usually there is a bad, there's a material that covers the Aron HaKodesh, right? So the Kodesh HaKodashim also had such a parochet. He takes the parochet and with his sword he puts it inside the bad, the parochet. He takes it out, he looks at it, and then he looks at the Aron HaKodesh, who is now naked, and he starts laughing. You know what he sees? What was in the Aron HaKodesh?
It's blood.
Correct. On the sword, there was blood. Where does the blood come from? Let's talk about it in a few minutes. But on the Aron HaKodesh, over there, on the doors of the Kodesh HaKodashim, there is an image of the most intimate, beautiful attachment of a man and a woman, which is the symbolization of purity, of holiness, of connection, the highest form of connection in the Jewish religion. He sees a man and a woman together as in a picture over there, because that's our symbol of attachment between Hashem and the Jewish people. A man and a woman, the beauty of the attachment, of the connection of a man and a woman. He wanted to disgrace that. He wanted to bring a point across. No more havdalah. No more separation. He goes outside with this blood, and he starts laughing. Him and his unmodest woman, they start laughing. And what does he say with his sword? He says in the Gemara, Nitzachti. The Gemara can't even say it. That's how bad it is. Nitzachti et atzmi, he says. I won the one above. That's how powerful I am. Why is Hashem keeping quiet? Why is Hashem keeping quiet to something like this? Hashem says, Titus, my nation deserved whatever is coming and whatever was already happening. You are the father of non-binary. Today we have non-binary. We have they, them. We have everything mixed. Everything is allowed. Shomer Negiah is okay. Chas v'shalom, not to keep taharat mishpacha. What can we do? The man can't hold himself. He can't hold himself. It's too long. What can we do? If this is not going to happen, then he's going to go to someone else. That comes from Titus. Titus started this. Titus said, no havdalah. He should not anticipate you anymore. You should always be available. You should always be at his service, at his disposition. And that's why Hashem said, no, Titus. Don't mistaken. You see the blood that is on this sword? This blood is the blood of my Jewish princesses, of the Jewish women. They will never, because there is one thing that will always have Havdalah in my people, and I know it, Hashem says. And that Havdalah is the Havdalah of this tipat drop of blood. My daughters who are not married will make sure to keep that tipat of blood until they get married. Those who are married are going to make sure that there is separation. They know. The Gemara says that there is three times it says in the Torah Ne'eman. One of them it says about the woman. The woman in our Torah is held to the highest form. And Hashem calls the woman Ne'emenet. He calls us loyal because of this drop of blood that we check to make sure that our families stay pure, that our home stay pure, that we are staying pure, that our daughters stay pure, and our daughters make sure the same thing. And even our men respect that. When they know the reason, they respect it. The problem is with a lot of men in our nation is that they don't know. There's no awareness. They don't understand why not. But we women don't even need to understand, Hashem says. That blood on the sword, that's my daughters. And my daughters will never give it up, even if they don't know the reason. So, why is the Ner Havdalah crying? The Ner Havdalah is crying every Motzei Shabbat because of that. The Ner Havdalah is crying because it's saying, I am crying over the fact that we can no longer have clarity without darkness. We must nowadays, from the time of Titus, you think about the revolution of so many years, 2,000 years, of Titus making that separation, who destroying the Havdalah. Take it 2,000 later to today, and we see the craziness of what's going on in the world with the media, with everything, with the modernization, with everything that is going on. There is no separation. There is so much boredom. There is so much loneliness. There is so much disconnect. There is no attachment. As a social worker, I treat that every day, all day. The root for all the mental illnesses, for all the physical illnesses, is this loneliness, is this boredom, is this despair. There is no separation, there's no interest, motivation in life, there is no tikva. That's why the Ner Havdalah is crying. It's saying, I am so sorry for you. From the second that Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, that now you will only know good. You will only know light. You will only know to appreciate the good if you go through the darkness. The Gemara is saying, what do we cry for? Badad. What's badad? In Hebrew, if you take the word badad and you break it into bad, into its shorish, its root, it's bad. What does bad means? It's a branch that fell off the tree. A branch is our children. We cry for all these children who are crying to their mother. And they say, Ima, I've went with so many guys. Give me advice. How can I get married? Ima, I married a man that is not treating me right. Give me advice. Ima, they don't want to accept me to seminary. They won't want to accept me to this university. Ima, give me advice. Ima, help me. Ima, nourish me. Ima, nurse me. Ima, help me. And there is no greater pain. Whoever is a mother here knows. A child is crying, Ima, I am sick, and she cannot help him. I work in a hospital. I see that almost every day. There is no greater pain for Ima to watch her child suffer, cry, And she has to say to him, son, daughter, you are an adult. I gave you everything I can. I gave you the tools. I gave you everything I have. There is no more. I don't know what else I can give you. I don't know what else I can nourish you. Like I can't nourish you. You're an adult. I gave you everything I can. The mother is sitting on the side until today, like the Bet HaMikdash is crying for us. I don't know what to do, my son. I don't know what to do, my daughter. She has to sit there and watch her daughter date for years, her son date for years, go out with this person, with that person, finally gets married, and then there is so many troubles, and then they have children, and it is hard to raise them, and it's never, ever, ever over. If it's parnasa, if it's refuah, if it's shalom bayit, whatever it is, how can a mother sit from the side and watch it? Badad, alone. How can a mother sit on the side and watch her child be so lonely, trying so hard, and can't make it? Like it says, Davak chek yonek el imo bat sama. At the time of Mashiach, the children will be requesting the love of the mother, the tools from the mother, the support from the mother. And the mother would not be able to do more than she already did. The children of Acharit Hayamim of today are born sad. They're already born sad. They're born to a society of media, a society of a career mother, a career father, a society of nannies, society of phones, of iPads, of computers, of internet, of loneliness equals sadness. They're born into it. The mothers have to keep on watching it from the side and crying, just like the story in the Gemara of what happened on the day of Tisha B'Av. There was this man, he was working the ground with his cow. And then the cow, all of a sudden, sat down and she won't move. So he was trying to get her up, like, what's going on? Get up. We need to work the ground. We need to make parnasa. And he was trying to get her up, but nothing is happening. Then this other man comes over to this man who owned the cow and tells him, do you know why your cow does not want to work? And he says to him, why? And he says, look over there. What? The Bet HaMikdash is going on fire, is on flames. What? He says, he was like when twin Havdil, Alfei Abdalot, when we saw the twin towers falling, we were like, what? We couldn't believe what we see in all the news channels. What? He was looking, he couldn't believe. He left the cow, he left the man, and he started running. So the man is asking him, hello, where are you going? He says, oh no, wait, before he starts running, the cow all of a sudden got up and started working. So he said to this other man, wait a second. Wait, why is she getting up now if it's still going on fire? Why she's up? So he said to him, because at this very moment, Mashiach was born. What's the birthday of Mashiach? Tisha B'Av. Mashiach was born that second that the Bet HaMikdash was lit on fire. Mashiach was born. He says to him, really? How do you know? He's like, yeah. And you know what's his name? He said, what's his name? His name is Chizkiah ben Menachem. This man starts running. He's like, whoa, where are you going? Where are you going? You can't this, that. You can have her. I'm changing a profession. I'm going to sell diapers. What? Why are you selling diapers? Because I must find out who was born the second that the flame The flames were lit in the Beit HaMikdash. I want to know who is Mashiach. And that's what he does. He goes to the market and he starts giving out, like selling diapers to women. And then he sees this woman standing on the side, very poor, very bitter, with a naked baby, completely naked baby, dirty, naked. He comes over to her and he says to her, "Excuse me, ma'am, it looks like you might probably don't have money to buy diapers. I can give it to you for free if you want." No. Why not? I don't want to take care of this child. I want to neglect this child. This child has bad luck. Bad luck? He says to her, "Why are you saying that?" She said, "Because my child was born the second that Beit HaMikdash went on fire." He says to her, "What's his name?" And she says, "Chizkiah ben Menachem." The Gemara is telling us, dear mothers, the second you have no more strength, the second you stop crying from all these tears that you see your daughters and your sons suffering the loneliness, suffering the bitterness, suffering the consequences and the hardship of life. No. This is the moment that your child is going to become something special, something powerful, like the baby Mashiach that was born in the darkest moment of life. Not only that, the Tehillim keeps on saying, "Rav Shalom banaich bonaich, al tikrei banaich ela bonaich." Your children, usually your children are going to be the ones that are not going to be built from you. You think I gave birth to this child, so this child is going to be my continuation, is going to build me. Tehillim says, At the time of Mashiach, the time of our days, mothers, dear mothers, stop crying. Stop crying, because your children will be your build. They will build you. Shlom banaich, bonaich. Your children will build you. The bedidut, the loneliness, is so bad. Is so bad among us that sometimes we feel like ke'almana. It says in Eicha that we feel like a widower. What's worse than being a widower? Ke'almana, feeling like a widow, being married. Forget about singles. Forget about widowers. Forget about divorced, Hashem says. It's those who are married and feeling ke'almana. They feel like a widower. They feel so lonely in the marriage. They feel so alone, so separated. Bat Israel comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and she says, Bat Israel, when he says it's the entire Jewish people, they say, "Naga bi yado shel Paro, velo yashavti badad. נגע בידו של סנחריב ולא ישבתי בדד. נגע בידו של הקדוש ברוך הוא, בדד ישבתי." The hand of Paro touched me. I was not so lonely and despair. The hands of Sancheriv, of the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, the Romans, the Babylonian, touched me. I did not feel the despair. But Hashem, you touched me. You touched me, and I feel badad. This bedidut, this loneliness, is the missing, the ga'agua. When we miss somebody, we miss the lion. Who is the lion? Rosh Chodesh Av, its mazal is the lion. Nebuchadnezzar, when he came to destroy the Bet HaMikdash, it says Aryeh, Allah Aryeh besivcho. The 9 days that we are in right now, if we make it in Gematria, it will come out to be 216 equals Aryeh. Aryeh is lion in Hebrew. Yirmiyahu, when he saw the Bet HaMikdash going on fire, he says, Oy, Ariel, Ariel, Oy, Aryeh, Aryeh. Bet HaMikdash, whenever Bet HaMikdash was Kayam, when we pray to Hashem, we would have the image of a lion and Urim v'Tumim, and that's how we would know that finally our tefillah was accepted. And when our tefillah, our prayer was not accepted, we would have an image of a dog. So whenever Bet HaMikdash was a Kayam and we saw the image of the dog, we knew that at least we need to continue praying. Today, there is silent. There is no Aryeh and there is no dog. The worst thing in communication, we always, even in an abusive relationship, we always say, no communication is worse than bad communication. When there is silence, when we give the silent treatment, it's worse than abusive relationship. Today we live in a world where Hashem is mistater, is in hester panim. It's silent. Do you hear me? Hello? Do you see what happens to your Bet HaMikdash? Do you see what he does in Kodesh HaKodashim? Hello? Somebody home? Do you feel the pain? Sofna, the daughter of the Kohen Gadol, not Stam Kohen. She was beautiful. She was drop-dead gorgeous. Gorgeous. When the Romans saw her, they took her, the head of the general of the Roman general took her, and all night, Hit'alel ba, does whatever he wanted with her to be modest. The whole night she suffered. In the morning, they wanted to mock, not only the entire night, they put her to shame, they mocked her. In the morning, they wanted to make even worse than that. They took her, they dressed her with 7 clothes of her father, the Kohen Gadol, right? The Kohen Gadol wears 7 clothes. They took her to the market to be sold.
Wow.
And then this man come over to them and is like, I want to buy her, but hey, I can't see her. Can you please undress her? And so, are you kidding me? She's beautiful. Please undress her. There's too many layers. And they take a layer off. And they start laughing. And he said, I still can't see her. Can you take another layer off? And they laugh and they take another layer off. And another layer off. And another layer off. Until she stands there in front of everybody. Completely. And then she cries to Hashem. She cries to Hashem from the bottom of her heart. And that's what she's teaching us to do on Tisha B'Av. She's teaching us how to pray, what to say. And she says, Hashem, if not for my pain, if not for my shame, if not for me, if not for my father Kohen Gadol, if not for my dignity, if not for the Jewish people, for you, Hashem, for you, save me, save the entire Jewish people, stop this hastara, stop this what Titus started, no havdalah, no separation. She's teaching us something very big, to cry for Hashem. She was the daughter of Tzofnat ben Peniel. She's teaching us Peniel. If you separate the word Peniel, which is her father, it's Pene El. Cry to Hashem. Pene to Hashem. Efo Hashem mistater. Where is he? Where is Hashem? Everybody knows that Ha'ari HaKadosh, with this we're going to end. The Ari HaKadosh is teaching us a secret. Everybody knows that he was a very big Mekubal. He knew so much that Hashem had to take him from us at the age of 37. Everybody knows that Ari, when he would look at somebody, he would know this person's past, present, and future. He knew everything. The Ari HaKadosh was the biggest Mekubal we ever had in Jewish history. And he is telling us a secret. And ladies, this is it. This is the moment. Listen to this, what he is telling us. There is דקה אחת, מוצאי שבת, this מוצאי שבת, בחצות הלילה של צום תשעה באב. השם ממרום ישג, on תשעה באב, at 12:37 a.m. Hashem from Shamayim will roar, ישאג, וממעון קודשו, and from his place of Kodesh. איתן קולו וישמע את האיש דעתו, כאילו באוזנו ישמע. כל אלפי אלפים ורבי רבבות ממחנות קדושים, שהם בוכים איתו ברמה, ולילה וצעקה גדולה ורבה, ואולי יתעורר לבבו בבכי, ושערי דמעה לא ננעלו בשעה זאת. He's telling us something crazy. תשעה באב, at 12, מוצאי שבת, this מוצאי שבת, at 12:37 a.m. Now, I know that you tell me, Yudit, is it this, is that? The timing, we don't know to calculate the exact time of Chatzot, but from 12:37, a little 3 minutes before, about 12:37, maybe after, and any time after, there is one moment in Shamayim that is the lowest moment of the entire year. And you know that when we go down and then we hit rock bottom. And when we hit rock bottom, from there, we can't go any more down. What do? We start going up. So Hashem says, from this moment of Tisha B'Av at 12:37, what do you have to do? What's your homework? Your homework is to tear at least one tear. Cry at 12:37 a.m. At least one tear. Wake up your pain. Wake up the pain of your neighbor, of your sister, of your daughter, of the single community, of the divorced community, of the people who don't have children. Wake up your pain, your private pain. And what do you say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Don't look at my daughter, she's looking to get married, this, that. Hashem, my son is sick, in bed. There is nothing I can do. Hashem, for you, like Tzofnat Bat Peniel is teaching us. For you, Hashem, give refuah shlema to the entire Jewish people. Give refuah shlema to Binyamin Netanel ben Barachatova. Give zivugim agunim, give this, give that, name the people for you, Hashem. The second thing that we're going to cry for. And how do we know what to cry for and how to cry? We have to look back at Esav. Yaakov Avinu, when Esav came, he wanted to give him a bracha. We all know the story that Rivka switched between Esav and Yaakov. And when Esav came to his father and he heard that he already gave the brachot to someone else, it's saying that he tza'ak tza'aka gdola umara. He screamed so bitterly, so strongly, And he said one thing. He had two tears came out of his eyes, and he said, "Barcheni gam ani avi." Dad, please give me also some bracha, something. My bracha was stolen from me. When we look at somebody else and we say, she married the man that I was supposed to marry. She has the house that I was supposed to buy. Her children are the dream children that I have. This is the husband that I wanted. This is the community that I had in mind. Barcheni gam ani avi. The third thing, sorry about that, and the third thing that we cry for is the Havdalah. We have to remember the very first thing that we started this lecture with. The fact that Titus started a non-binary world, a mixed world, a world of boredom, a world of no separation, a world of no anticipation. We cry 2 tears. We cry for Hashem, for you, Hashem. We say, Hashem, give me also a bracha. And we cry for the Havdalah. And Bezrat Hashem, this Motzei Shabbat, we won't need to cry, because we are going to say, תנו לי כוס של יין להבדלה, כוס ישועות אשא ובשם אדוני יקרא. בעזרת השם, we are going to lift a cup of ישועות, of salvation, of בית המקדש השלישי. May this lecture be לרפואה שלמה of בנימין נתנאל בן ברכה טובה, נינה נקדם בת מרים, and אילן בן סופה. I want in the merit of this shiur to give you a bracha, that בעזרת השם, Hashem should hear your prayers on Motzei Shabbat. Every day, במיוחד on Motzei Shabbat. Everything that your heart desires and asks for and is looking forward for, Hashem should give you שלום בית, רפואה שלמה, זיווגים הגונים, זרע של קיימא. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.